can't handle the truth.
What's the point of music? Niggas don't know. It's not always to have fun. It's not always to have fun. Sometimes it's to help people find themselves, because music is frequency programming. Music is frequency. What frequency are you being fed? At 15 years old, I was doing sound engineering. So I was playing with frequency. I was playing with equalizers. Now, it's not a sonar wave. I forgot. It's like an alpha wave or a sonar wave or something like that. I figured out that hertz is to understand the frequency vibration, right? So there's kilohertz. There's hertz, kilohertz, megahertz, right? And then I think it's ultra hertz. If I play with those frequencies, right, I can target certain parts of the mind, target the frequency to go to certain parts of the mind, and I can literally, like, if I want you to astral project, right? You know what astral projection is? No. If I want you to astral project, or if I want you to go to sleep, or if I want you to go into a meditative state, I can make my music do that.
Sound goes into your ears and then it actually goes to a really specific part of your brainstem called the reticular formation, or the reticulospinal pathway. Well, your brainstem is the most primal area of your body. It controls your desire to breathe, your heartbeat, but also functions as the bridge between your brain and your spinal column, which tells your muscles to move. You can actually control a part of someone's brain and make them move with music. Sirens of ancient Greece, the Pied Piper of the old folktale.
Music activates every area of the brain that we have so far mapped. In fact, there's no area of the brain that we know about that music doesn't touch in some way.
Brain processes information electrically. It communicates with the cellular structure electrically. And it operates within a certain band of frequency. This technology has long been known. The brain will decode those frequencies. You can externally influence people's perceptions because we are antenna.
Now, of course, to really be effective, we need to use the proper words and phrases, scientifically selected. But that gives you the basic idea. We embed messages just below the threshold of perception, so they can go directly into the subconscious.
And it starts to have an effect, and it starts to build rage, it starts to build anger of this manufactured frequency-driven rage, and you have mass riots and what have you, and people do things that they wouldn't normally do. Do you know that the American military, they've admitted this, they have technology that fires frequencies at the enemy that basically breaks the enemy's spirit, so they give up and put their weapons down. This is the technology we're dealing with.
Marketers have known the power of music and mind control since the 1960s, and they use it so effortlessly that you aren't even aware that you're being manipulated. One 1966 study found that if you turn up all the music in a grocery store, people buy the same amount of stuff, but they do their shopping a lot quicker. Low-tempo tunes make people move slower. Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration."
Work in the music industry, you know, every single drill rapper has a Jewish guy behind them and they profit off of murder.
Even the information put in our music, the toxicity put in our music, is nothing promoting the idea of a king taking care of a queen. It's just us talking about killing each other and Jewish people getting paid off of it. They have contracts. There was a contract, now it's later been amended, but Victory Boyd that signed to Rock Nation, a line inside of the contract that I'm sure Jay-Z and Beyonce never saw was, it said that Victory would not be able to sing about Christ or be able to sing about God in the contract. Rhythm and blues was the first step of taking God out of the people. Because we had gospel. Aretha Franklin had gospel. Ray Charles.
Patti LaBelle. Taking God out of music, you
Yeah.
said?
Remember I was at Roscoe's, they're playing the music, and it's like Usher saying, "You got it bad."
You got it bad.
Yeah, that messaging is not uplifting.
I might say the worst shit in the world, but it's me. True.
But then you saying shit that make people in the hood do crime. Are you saying that you sold drugs, that you got a gun, that this, that, that?
When I mentioned Dirk,
Lil Durk is currently making songs that's inciting and also mocking deaths of people that's happened as recent as like 8 months ago. This is not Lil Durk who's like really in these situations of choice. This is someone who knows what sells. This is someone who knows what marketing is, who's been dropped from a record label, who's tried different methods of trying to make it and realize that, hey, what people like is when I exploit and I sing about bloodthirsty music. And even if it means inciting stuff that feds just locked up somebody literally like 8 months ago for a murder of a very popular rapper, he's inciting it. He's dissing people. We're talking about guys who realize that they're signing $50 million record labels, record deals, and it's incentivized for them to keep propelling and keep propagating that violence through their music today. They still do it. And that's why I say you would be out of touch, because could you sit here and cognizantly say, while this guy is living in the upper echelon of Atlanta and also Beverly Hills, he should be still with his huge platform, which is, when I mean exponentially, 10, 20, maybe 100 or 200 times more than academics, still fueling the rap beef, still fueling the violence from where he came from. But why is he doing it? It's straight for profit at this point, because it's not out of necessity. He doesn't live there anymore. That drill music these days is probably one of the top 3 most prevalent and most popular and most lucrative type of music that any type of, and it's spread to the UK, Toronto, Jacksonville, it's in New York. What part of Lil Durk's story now, when he's rapping about all these millions that he has and all the things he could do financially, and he's in Beverly Hills, what part of that has to do with him inciting a gang war? And this is a gang war, my brother. When you sit here and you make a song called Should've Ducked, and you know that one of the biggest rappers who was upcoming was called FBG Duck, and you're making fun of his death. That's where the feds just arrested 3 people, well, actually more than 3, about 4 to 5 people from O Block, basically saying these guys were responsible for their death. Lil Durk still raps about a young kid, right, who lost his life in Chicago that had no resources like him, never made it out, nothing like that. A kid named Tuka literally uses him as a punchline to make his songs hot and to make himself seem more relative to his fan base, to make it seem like he's in Chicago. He's not in Chicago. He's not running the same blocks. And you know what people do when they hear that? Because I had to sit and listen to the mother of FBG Doug cry to me and say, why won't you show the other side of it? Because these guys are getting millions. Lil Durk has signed over $100 million in record deals, and his reality is not what these guys are actually talking about anymore. It's been a long time since then. So right now what he does, I'm telling you, because I've talked to the mom of the deceased, of the people from the other side, he has a large enough voice that when he says something, it's fanning the fuse. Lil Durk said, we gonna slide for your mans. Yo, if I ever die, make sure you slide for me. Using a lyric from a rapper named Young Thug. He rapped about shooting somebody's mama's house up. Guess whose mama's house was shot up? His biggest opposition. And that's an actual, you think that's just free speech. So he could rap about, especially if they have tangible proof that he's linked to the person who shot up the person's house.
I think
right?
the crime itself,
he's rapping about it brazenly. If you ask anybody who really live in Atlanta, crime over the last 5 to 7 years has gotten out of control. Anybody who lives in Atlanta, if they will actually be honest, right? They don't have to just admit it publicly, admit it to themselves. The problem in Atlanta is a bunch of rappers who call themselves gangsta has got mad money, mad resources, and think they're above the law. That's the fact. Crime over the years have gotten worse because these guys think they're operating without impunity. Only person who had a real solution for Chicago that could have possibly worked is motherfucking Donald Trump. I'm serious. Revenge killing, bro. Nobody cared about no social services and after school basketball program when people talking about they smoking on their dead bro, this is revenge violence consistently perpetuating itself.
There was a murder on 49th Street in Atlanta where someone was shot by a 9mm out the window of a Sentra. Here's a lyric from Young Thug. We caught that boy on 49th. Here's some that happened really. Out the window of the Sentra, hitman's with the 9 milli.
Oh my God.
First of all, great lyrics. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I made that whole story up.
No way.
Yes, I did. I wrote the lyrics. But hypothetically.
You ought to back that ass up. They set bad examples for the kids.
You think?
I think so. Rap stars?
I'ma fuck your bitch. I'ma kill this nigga. I'ma fuck your bitch. I'ma kill this nigga. That's the real anti-Semitic shit that the Jewish people get paid off of. Now let me little Apple move. Let me move on Apple right now. How many people want to bet their house that content is not within the first 3 songs on Apple rap music? They're gonna have to take my life before they take my people. We ain't taking it no more, bro. They get paid off that shit. Ain't no, when the last time you seen a Jew person kill a Jew person on World Star?
But the Illuminati, and they think it exists in the music. People think it exists in the music business, and that urban artists actually are able to participate in this society. Have you experienced anything that leads you to believe there is a secret society that some artists are privy to of certain access that others aren't?
It's definitely a secret society. Definitely maybe some of these label heads, like major labels and like major corporate companies, might have something to do with it, and they, might be involved with the agenda. You know what I mean?
How good is rap for the society? Because when you look at the majority of things that's on the radio, the messaging that it pushes can be considered derogatory. A lot of people use the excuse, man, I'm just painting a picture, or that doesn't mean you have to do what it says. But isn't it influential? Like, doesn't it impact? And
Words is powerful, man. It's like a double-edged sword, man. You gotta, you gotta be careful with the message that you put out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make sure you're saying the right thing, man. The style of music we make is real aggressive, is real, street.
A lot of characters getting killed in your verses.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
What's the worst thing that you went through in the industry and you just like, damn, you thought you would never go?
Too much, buddy. Too much.
No, the worst thing first. The worst thing.
I don't know if I can give you that. It was. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Is that bad? What's
we talk conspiracy theory. We're just talking conspiracy theories, right? If you get shot, what you think is gonna happen? A shot in his mouth, you like, that's inches, right? Who saved him? Maybe the devil. Maybe Satan saved him. Everything you think of 50 is just negative. I think Satan was like, I'm gonna use you. Satan is the angel of music. It's the story of a rapper who sells his soul to the devil.
God threw down Lucifer, his second angel, and Lucifer, his number one job in heaven was to orchestrate and construct all the worship for God. But Lucifer got jealous, right? So God, and he started trying to take the worship. He saw how God was getting all the worship. He was like, oh, I want that. But then God was like, nope, send you to earth. And so now what he does is with music, with like promoting sexual impurity, like the porn industry, homosexuality, all this stuff, they're all forms of worshiping Satan.
At the end of the day, you can't make a deal with the devil.
Billie Holiday. They continue to lock her up for singing Strange Fruit.
Right, Strange Fruit.
Educating people about people being hung.
Right.
And every time she sang it, they put her in
locked
jail.
her up. Correct.
Every time.
They used crack back in the day to break down the hood.
Right.
You know what I mean? To break down our communities.
Right.
So now they realize everything gets, advanced and evolves. So music is the new crack that breaks down the communities, and they use music as a way to maintain the status quo and push a certain agenda. If you got black males emasculated, right? The emasculation, black male emasculation limits us from taking our proper positions, right?
Right.
Correct. Us growing. We can't ignore, fraternities, people selling their soul, doing weird shit. I've been in music for a long time.
All these big brands, they're all deities.
System set up.
And Levi is a deity. That's why the Levi company is so big. They say, oh, if you give me your name, I will give you worldly. Like, you put this name, it's like casting a spell. When you talk, you casting a spell, bro. The American language is a language meant to cast spells with. When you answer the phone and say hello, you're already cursing them.
He's saying hell, right?
Yeah, hell, oh hell. Like,
when you wake up,
it's all because words have a root meaning. You talk, you cast spells, bro. Straight up. Because everything is a vibration, so when you speak, you give off a vibration. When you think, you give off a vibration.
Let me ask you a question. Like, how do you feel about the drill scene that's happening today with everything that's going on?
It goes back to what I said. It's just they use music. First of all, they use crack
as a way to break down the hood in the 80s. They're using music as a way to break down our communities now. It's digital crack, right? So you can't name a Jewish drill rapper saying, yo, I'm a kite, spin the block, bend the kite, kill a kite. You can't find a Chinese motherfucker talking about, yo, konnichiwa, kill it, yeah, yellow man, kill, yeah, kill. Fuck out of here. We the only culture that creates self-hate, destructive music, and we promote it and market it. It's about self-hate. It's systematic racism. You understand? So drill means kill. So how you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. Life or death is of the tongue. So we only talk about death.
Drill rap. Now, I analyzed what was going on in Chicago when DJ Academics was like reporting on all that stuff like it was nothing. And I saw the effects of what happened when New York adopted this style or this genre. We became #1 as far as murder. Now, Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City, has vowed to end drill rap now that he knows what it is.
Try to take this deal or whatever like that, and you know,
Never.
okay.
Nah, never. Because, you know, at the end of the day, like record labels and shit, bro, like, aside from you selling your soul, I mean, that's the #1 thing. So the primary disagreement I've always had with labels is they want your soul. I can never do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never gonna sell my soul. Signing with a record label once I realized what record labels was. Now, before I knew about all that Illuminati shit and niggas doing weird shit, selling their soul, doing gay shit, before I realized I was like, yeah, I want to be famous, I want to be a star. But that was from the outside looking in. As I started to progress and got further ahead with my career, I realized like this shit ain't for me.
Gotcha.
And then I knew it was a marathon. Like a lot of motherfuckers, I'm a firm believer in delayed gratification. And selling your soul is basically just instant gratification versus delayed gratification. The devil comes in the form of instant gratification, but God is delayed gratification. The devil gives you today what he takes tomorrow, but God makes you wait today what he gives you tomorrow. What he gives you tomorrow lasts forever. You see? So selling your soul is the trade-off. Selling your soul is getting today what you would have to wait tomorrow, but you're going to lose it tomorrow because you got it today. Because the time between today and tomorrow was the preparation for you to be worthy of the blessing. You understand? So there's no shortcuts with God. There's no shortcuts with development. Victory loves preparation. So your preparation time is what God gives you to wait. So when you get the blessing, you can keep it. What about that process, man? We got you. We're going to veto this. You get it now. And then you lose it. So that's selling your soul. And it comes in many forms, not just in music.
All these rappers, bro, is on that, bro. They promoting that shit, bro, because it literally, you get worldly power. So when you promote evil things like that, you gain worldly power. Oh. That's why you can't stop a dude who has God on his side. But a person who's worshiping Satan and giving Satan all the power, they will get worldly gains, bro. They will get rich, they will get fame, they will get all that.
First, rap is nothing but melodic motivation. Rap is nothing but mantras with melody. So that's why rap, when it first came out, it was so positive and optimistic. Anything we do with music, because we, black people, we are a people of rhythm, right? Music and rap is nothing more than melodic motivation, mantras with melody, okay? So early rap, and it was soul music. It was about love, right? Because remember, how you think creates how you feel becomes an emotion, that emotion becomes a vibration, that vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. So words are so powerful. So we knew that. Fight the power, fight the like we had that uplifting music, right? Even soul music. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, talking about do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love? Right? Like, this was, music was, we knew that. We knew how powerful those words were. It got contaminated once once white people realized like the power in music and how music was, you know, the most dangerous job to have right now is being a rapper. It's over 250 deaths in 2021 and 22 alone from rappers, right?
Jay-Z sell his soul, and you said yeah.
1,000,000%.
Kanye?
Of course. Music, first of all, listen, the music business, like I had 2 record deals, right? So how music works is this. Music is ran by the devil, magic, and witchcraft. And music is used as a way to push an agenda, okay? So what happens is the devil's job, the devil's sole purpose is to get as many souls into hell. What the devil needs is, the devil needs mouthpieces. The devil needs advocates. You know, say advocate, play devil's advocate, right? You need that. So, yes. So when you have potential for leadership, when you have potential for influence, like I have a lot of potential for influence, right? So I'm somebody who's worthy to sell his soul. I'm somebody who's valuable for the devil. So these people who have great influence, the devil wants that. It's like a scout. And that's what happens. The next point is, you can't have success in the music business without selling your soul, because that's the business. It's like a fraternity. To be in any fraternity, you have to go through what? A hazing process. The hazing process in the music business to go through the ranks is selling your soul, homosexuality, blood sacrifices, doing weird shit. That's why you see LeBron James wearing a wig. That's why you see Russell Westbrook going to games looking weird dresses and shit like that. You like, damn, like why? You see Kevin Hart wearing makeup and lipstick and stuff like. You see all this shit happening. Why is that happening? Because that's part of their hazing process. You see an artist comes out, she got nude pics leaked, when all this shit, all this is a part of their hazing process. So once you know what, yeah, is what say again? Humiliation ritual. Yeah, of course, that's the hazing, right? So you got to go through all that just to get in position, and the hazing is so bad that if you ever want to leave, they use that as a double-edged sword to blackmail you into silence. So you won't speak out about it. So for me, once I seen that, I didn't give a fuck. I never did nothing homosexual, and when it came time to do some weird shit, I like, bro, I ain't with none of this. And I've never been afraid to speak out against it.
Every aspect of our life has been infiltrated to keep that spell of ignorance over us. Drill music. I sit up there and I speak out against drill music. Not because I don't love hip hop, but because I know the consequences of me sitting up there saying, yeah, this nigga Math Mom, she could S my, and she's dead.
Wake up right now and put a post on the gram. You know, fuck a legend. I don't even want to say it because I don't know how this shit be getting edited. If I say fuck a legend that everybody loves, I'm lit. Yep. I'm lit. They going under my page, they violating, I'm laughing, shit's going crazy.
Tupac reporting, and all our hip hop artists were reporting what was going on in the hood. And to quote Tupac, he said, if I keep talking about this, somebody gonna come clean it up. But that's not the goal anymore. These kids they're not acting like they want it to be cleaned up.
I put so much of a limelight on drill music and the deaths to where DJ Drewski decided to speak out, and I don't care what nobody say, I'm taking credit for that. He decides to speak out and say, I'm not playing it no more, which leads to the mayor saying, I'm about to pull y'all music off of every platform.
Right.
Which leads to Mano and a few others coming out and having a meeting with the mayor.
Drill rap, I think, it's an aggressive nature. Drill rap is like, the frequency of it is like kill.
Right.
Now. Drill is like, let's go. It's time to go. It's a marching thing. It's the death drum. Yeah.
It's the death beat.
It activates.
The death frequency it does. And it's like, it don't just activate you. There's a cause for the kill. Yo, that nigga just said such and such about King Von. Shorty went in the studio, I forget his name. Came out the studio, he put the song, a snippet of the song, they hit him. Forget the young boy name. I've been doing stories back to back. Drill culture of music is death culture. When you see so many of your children dying, you have to draw the line. It's a liquor bottle and a candle. Liquor bottle and a candle. For God to have given me such a big platform, and for me not to use my voice is my sword. You can't stop everybody. But if these kids hear you speaking through that speaker and you could catch them and calm them, you could save a life.
That's a fact.
And this is what I'm trying to use my platform for.
Door.
The Nori door.
The Nori door. It was the Nori door.
Yeah, I burnt that bitch down. Academics. You already know he went through the door. Tekashi 6ix9ine went through every door. This man is a millionaire. This boy's a millionaire. This boy has the influence over the minds of your children more than you do. But if you want to say he is a god to your children over you, the parents.
Some people who bump into the devil and they look and go, oh, this is the devil. I gotta get up out of here. And there's some people that go, oh, I've been looking for you. Can we do some things together? And I feel like Tekashi's that kid that knew what the devil was. He knew what that represented, but he wanted that. He wanted it. And he wanted it so bad.
This rat
It's showing you the climate.
Has 30 million of your children worshiping him. He has the brain of your babies.
The genre of music where like wild shit is being said every single day.
Oh yeah, like drill. You're getting people talking about, oh yeah, I stabbed this guy, then I stabbed this guy. Last week I also shot this guy, but anyway.
Yeah.
we're reaching a point kind of right now where people are starting to not think as much about the impact they're having. They're just they're saying fucked up shit, liking the ripple it makes, liking the compensation and money that comes back in their way, and not thinking about what it does to society. I think we're starting to think less and less about people and how we're affecting them with our words and actions, which I don't like.
We listen to all these rap music. We all listen to it. It's inevitable to listen to it. It's on TikTok. You scroll through TikTok, you hear the sounds, you know what I mean? You go to YouTube, you see what's trending.
Music, first of all, if you're talking about like rappers and anything involving violence, influencing people to change their behavior to like violent and to promote sexism and misogyny, not to mention abuse against women, which is like the main thing. We all know.
Okay, real quick. In rap songs, they refer to women as bitches all the time, right? You hear it all the time. Ho, bitch, I got a bitch sucking my dick. I fucked your bitch in some Gucci flip-flops. Okay, question. You're talking about women rap scene. There's a woman rapper who vocally admitted to drugging men, okay? Stealing from them and fucking them, okay? And openly admitted to that.
I had to go straight. I had to go, oh yeah, you wanna fuck me? Yeah, let's go to this hotel. And I drug niggas up and I robbed them. That's what I used to do. Nothing was motherfucking happening to me, my nigga, nothing.
It's like these songs are activating like these demons that I killed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Cardi B was drugging and robbing men, and then she's still the most celebrated female rapper today. And she actually did that.
Either. What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with drugging and robbing?
A part of that kind of shocked the world. You know what I'm saying? But like, I try to stay away from that type of rap music like that because I know like how powerful my mouth is, my tongue is.
The people you guys mentioned that have passed away, Rod K, Lil Petey, Bibby, Lil Nine, Techie. I don't know if I missed anyone or not. Why did you decide to do this though?
It's some shit we always do in the city. The world's starting to see it, but it's something that always went on ever since everybody was little. So it's like, it's normal.
How you guys feel about rappers dissing the dead?
Julio just dropped that Jada Youngin diss track after his death. That's crazy.
Because Who I Smoke was dropped by them first with Jada Youngin in there. So, nah, nigga.
Yeah. Like my particular stance on that is, first off, I believe that death is the ultimate redemption, right? Meaning, like, if a nigga got 20 bodies, once a nigga die, that's the ultimate redemption, right? However, if he just simply dissing the nigga after he died, I personally think that's wrong. I hope Julio is ready for the consequences that's coming to it. I see niggas die with a gun though.
This all we gonna listen to for Julio is diss records. So if he actually do drop a fire ass album, ain't nobody giving a damn because I'm listening for the. Because when I listen to Julio, I listen to the disrespectful shit. I ain't gonna hold you. I fuck with it. I like the song.
That's the problem when you get famous off controversial shit.
I never heard either one nigga say, yo, bump that dude Julio.
But you know him because of that though. So that's really all that matters.
What?
You ain't never said bump Julio ever anyways.
Facts.
No. Exactly. But you know him.
Yes.
That's just as impactful.
Of course.
Man, if you have sex with a woman while she's intoxicated, that's rape. If you got a woman and she want to have sex with you and you and your niggas try to flip her, nigga, that's rape. Tupac went to jail for that. Kobe Bryant got in trouble for that. So what's happening in our communities, nigga, we think it ain't rape. We think just because, even if she say no one time, how many niggas you know, it take 4 no's for most of us. That's rape. It's in the music. You can't listen to niggas. Easy eating them was talking about raping. 100 Miles of Running, they got a skit where they pull up on a prostitute. You can predate rape in the culture. Nigga, they taught us that shit in the music.
The agenda that's causing all this. It's the gangster rap agenda that started all the way back in the 80s and the 90s that is still going on to this day. We got artists that are passing because they're rapping about stuff and causing issues that they don't need to.
Rick Ross say I'm gonna put something in the, she don't even know it. Come on, homie, if we gonna be real. Nigga, we was taught to take pussy from these black girls, homie. Hey, we want some pussy. Me and my homies like to play this game. Some call it Amtrak, but some call it the train. Nigga, I can cite this shit to you. Too short, nigga, bitch. Nigga, I can cite this shit to you as a little boy. I ain't got no manners for no slut. I'm gonna put my thumb in the butt. That's Future. We was taught it.
Yeah, that's not good.
We taught, it's taught, who's speaking, who telling us not to do it? It's in the music, it's in the videos, it's in the culture. So shit, nigga, I just mimic the culture. So when you leave off mama porch, you behave
in your brain, got it?
Yeah, it's embedded. So then you get the rap music on top of that, right? So the rap music on top of that, at that time, is not directing any violence toward black people. Right? But it's still delinquent music, right? For a kid to be hearing. Nigga, all that's directed toward white folks. Then here come the gang banging. The gang banging changes this to, okay, now it's black on black.
Brainwashed from rock and rap. It's like these kids hang on every single statement we make, like they worship us. But all they kids listen to me religiously. If he feeds into this shit, he's an innocent victim and becomes a puppet on the string of my tennis shoes. Cause I'm in a position to talk to these kids and they listen.
Record labels might be using certain high frequencies and certain high pitches to brainwash young people into liking their song. But what if the people in power learn more about frequencies? If they can make us love a song and download it, make us hear words that aren't even there.
It was saying Yanny. Mine was saying Laurel.
Then why couldn't they figure out how to use frequencies to control us and make us do whatever they want? Think about it. They could send the frequencies from space, from our phones, through the TV, literally anything that has technology. And if you look at the latest forms of weapons that the police have been trying out lately, it doesn't seem like the government using frequencies to control us is that crazy.
Back away from this area.
You shoot the sound in the window or the door, and they leave. There have been instances where people said, well, what if they wear earplugs or put their fingers in their ears? That really doesn't do a heck of a lot. Someone who refuses to come out of their house or a hotel room, as soon as you play the deterrent tones, they leave quickly.
His music is a product of his mind. You know, music is the definition of music is people being able to pay you more than a penny for your thoughts. What are these niggas thinking? They ain't thinking shit to get more than a penny. So that's where we're at right now musically. I have kids that literally have grown up doing twisties in their head because of Eddie from That's So Raven. I know the real influential shit. All this shit that they're creating because they don't have their faces on. The influence of how someone speaks. When you talk, you have to know what you're talking about. You have to understand that people are listening and that you can actually manipulate energy with what you say. So therefore, you have to make sure that when you talk about Tupac, it's like, you know, everything about him was influential. A lot of people don't know about his real hardships. A lot of people don't know about who he really is and what he dealt with and what was taken from him. His soul was taken from him. They seen where he was going, they knew what he was trying to do, and they knew what he was doing and knew he was capable of. And they took it from him.
They all admitted that they like to listen to drill music. You feel me?
Come on, man.
So we can listen to drill music. We can listen to niggas talking about killing niggas. Motherfuckers talking about niggas that's dying, if we sit there and put the message out there like, listen, ain't no label gonna sign you if you talk about dead niggas. You feel me? Ain't no platform gonna post you if you talk about killing niggas. If you do this and you do that, you know, this is what motherfuckers is getting signed for right now. It's the industry as a whole. Y'all motherfuckers is making this shit acceptable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm guilty as well too. When Who I Smoke came out, I thought that I played that shit back 5,000 million times and shit like that. You know what I mean? But the shit is wrong though. You know what I'm saying?
The only reason why blacks kill blacks because we haven't been taught to kill whites. So when Sister Soldier said that, Bill Clinton came after her, and y'all already know that story. Who creates and manufacture these trends? Brothers of Sagging, which y'all know is nigga spelled backwards, right? And what they did was marry the criminal culture in jail onto the street culture and made it part of hip hop. So now, homosexuality is on the rise.
There is a reason why you see people dressed up as Satan. Not just, you know, like Satan slipping himself in a little bit. No, full on visuals of Satan, people dressed as Satan, you know, dressed as a demon, got upside down crosses all on their clothes or pentagrams on their clothes. And people are just like, oh, that's funny. It's, you know, we're making fun. No, there's a reason why the entertainment industry is doing that, y'all. They know good and doggone well that God exists. They also know that Satan exists. They're just counting on the fact that y'all don't know that. But either way, the things that you take in, that they're feeding you, those things affect you. Whether you realize it in the moment or not, they affect you. That's why they do it.
Because they've been shown images. Confucius said, he who controls images controls minds. It's going to be easy to do away with us because of the perception of who we are as black people. And it all goes back to that motherfucking rap hip-hop culture. It's on display for the world to see. What positive can we draw from it? I don't see none, my nigga.
Yeah. I've had some thug rapping gangsta motherfuckers call my phone and be like, bro, I don't live this life at all. Like, sure, there was a time when I was around it, but I ain't never shot nobody. But I feel like I need to perpetuate this lifestyle on the record so that I can sell records, and that if I don't, then I'm just going to be a nobody. But I also feel like the fact that I'm rapping these things are bringing that negative energy towards me and all this shit.
What is it about this that people need to front like they're killing people and selling drugs and all this shit? You know what I mean?
Hip hop. Hip hop has done more damage to black and brown people than racism in the last 10 years.
I say that I think drill music is net bad for society. He's like laughing at that opinion. I mean, I was just like, I can't believe Eric Adams is acting like drill music is responsible for violence or whatever. I'm like, I'm guessing that you're not as tapped in with what's exactly going on in terms of drill music as a lot of people that I'm having conversations with who I think could probably agree that it definitely increases violence.
The metal dudes that basically people like Cardi and Uzi are kind of trying to look like. Their whole mentality is fuck everybody. I'm my own person. I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah,
fuck what society says.
Fuck that. Yeah. We need to care about other people. That's like saying anti-empathy, do whatever I want, encourages evil behavior. If you don't have any sense of compass, Cardi lyrics are kill me a op, kill my ops, kill, murder, murder.
Cardi's a dork. He's just saying a bunch of cool sounding shit because he wants to make...
Which is fucked up because it gets programmed in your... When I go to sleep, I dream about murder.
Yeah.
When I go to sleep, I dream about murder. When I go to sleep, It's literally 10 times in a row. Like, what is that doing to people's heads?
When I heard that...
And then you go to sleep and you dream about murder.
I think me and you are a little different because you take it... Like, you think he's trying to be serious. I think it's just lame.
I know. I don't even... It sounds good, but even... It doesn't matter if he's taking it seriously or not.
Yeah.
What happens when you have a generation of people listening to lyrics, when I go to sleep, I dream about murder. When I go to sleep, I dream about murder. And you have this chant internalized in your brain and you're going to sleep and you dream about murder. Is that good for the generation of people? No.
No, all these dudes. Okay.
It's bad. This is bad
if
music.
we want to make...
You're saying that we should fuck society. I could do whatever I want. Nothing matters. Fuck everybody. Satan.
No, but okay.
Adam 22's real name is Adam John Grand Mason. Just off the last name alone, you should already know something is off.
It says that your father was really good friends with Bill Clinton.
He was.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
The whole thing.
my dad was like a Democrat working on local campaigns and stuff at that time when I'm in like 2nd grade. And so my dad's like helping him out and was like a part of the campaign. Like we would be going to Bill Clinton events and on the weekend when I was a kid and stuff. And yeah, my dad helped him win his initial presidency. My dad went down for a fucking like basically like a corporate crime type thing where he was like accused of misusing his power in the local government. My dad goes to prison in like 95 for like a year. And then when he gets out, Bill Clinton leaves office a couple of years later and Bill Clinton gives my dad a presidential pardon.
Like, we don't think you're out shooting people, but we think that by you being one of the most popular rappers and you saying these things that you're making killing cool, you're making violence cool, you need to at some point reckon with that. And I almost have like seen like almost 0 rappers who have been honest with themselves about that kind of shit, you know?
They just say like, this is the life I live. Oh, it's been like 6 years, you're a multi-millionaire. Rap about something else, but they're still talking about streets and ops and blood.
And I love the fucking music, so I get it.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
Demon music chat, it sounds good. I would want to hear real murder confessions. Real murder confessions sound good. K-Flock blew up so fast, bro. This shit goes hard, bro. I've been getting sturdy on my stream to it, but like at the same time, it's like, man, this guy's a fucking teenager. Go outside killing people in broad day.
Yeah.
What can we put out here to get clicks? Fuck what happens because of this. Fuck if anything comes back after this.
And this shit is detrimental to these boys evidently because they fucking dying and y'all could give 2 fucks about it because y'all turning a penny from it. Weed is gonna grow right where that one grew.
That's my only.
When he dies, it's gonna be another fucking drill rapper to come take his place that we gonna interview and monetize as well.
Also on the album. This nigga sounds like the devil himself.
No, y'all.
With a lot of money, with a big platform, and you know what that's gonna do.
It's an easy payday. Black people are easy payday because of the destruction.
The destruction of black people is the easiest payday for someone from any culture. But usually they're the ones that benefit. I was in his face and asked him a plain question. Why do you think as a white man, you could tell black people what other black people want? He refused to answer that question. I don't have a beef with Adam. He's Adam. Like, that's embarrassing for me to have a beef with a guy like that. About revolt. That was kind of a racist question. You shouldn't have just categorized me.
You and Puppy come from literally the exact same period of music industry progress.
That's racist. There's a lot of people that came. Bro, the thing I'm saying is this. You didn't compare me to anybody but him. So you put me in a box. And that's what people generally do. It was unconscious, but you did. And I noticed it because you're not on the other side of that. Okay. So when you talk about Dame Dash, you compare me to Revolt, nigga. Compare me to HBO. You know, that's the unconscious racism that happens. Oh. But you know, and I'm not knocking you for it, but I'm just bringing it to your attention.
Thing that black people want from Kanye is some sort of.
But you're not even black. How you gonna tell me what black people? Wait, time out. Stop right there.
He wants an explanation for why everybody's so fucking mad at him, right?
Hold on a second. Let's just rewind to a point you just made. You just said what black people want. That's what you just said. Crazy does it sound for a white man to tell a black man what black people want?
Look, you can tell me if I'm wrong.
It's how crazy is it for a white man to tell a black man what other black people want? Do you want to answer about how a white man could say to a black man what other black people want?
Black people think anything that is not godly is the opposite.
And I told
him I fell in love with an emo girl.
Black people, emo means slit your wrist. It means worshiping the fucking devil. Yes. Bro, literally.
And see,
there is no way that black people actually think that emo means slitting your wrist.
Bro, you're not black.
How
you pasty motherfucker.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Because he thinks he knows it all about our culture.
Explain that tattoo. That's the last thing.
The upside down cross?
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
To me, the upside down cross is simply symbolic of the fact that I'm an atheist and I don't fuck with Christianity. The fact that I got this fucking devil symbol on my hand, I wish I could tell you that I put more thought into it, but I pretty much went to a tattoo convention.
I'm starting to think that you is a devil.
With the helmet on my other hand.
Holy water.
So you went to the tattoo shop and out of all the shit you could get.
Convention, not a shop.
The convention, you said, you know what? Give me the devil.
I don't believe in the devil, but I have a fucking symbol that a lot of people would associate with the devil on my hand.
So if you don't believe in devil, you're not a Mason. You don't know what the fuck that is. You just went and just popped up at a tattoo convention, got the devil in your hand. You don't know what the fuck. The upside down cross.
Bro, he solicited that right there, bro.
The upside down cross.
Nah, bro. You fuck with them people, bro. Ain't no upside down cross. Okay, what does an upside down cross mean?
I'm an atheist.
666.
Not specifically. It's just kind of like assumed I was religious my whole life up until I was like 12 or 13. And then I met a kid and he handed me the Satanic Bible and he said, God is not real. And I read that shit and ultimately don't agree with all that much in it. But, you know, the ultimate thing of like the idea that like, oh, there are other people out here who just believe that there is no God, that was really important to me. And then that set me off on a journey of just like reading every other atheist text I could find. And, you know, that just sort of ultimately like cemented me further and further into it. Goat head in the other room.
There's a goat head in you too?
It's like a Satan head too.
Why do you have all this Satan shit in here, Adam?
It's the vibes. It makes me feel good.
No, Haram. I'm gonna do a prayer after this. Satan makes you feel good?
A porcelain like Satan head.
Why do you have that? Here's the funny part. You actively deny the existence of God, but also like the vibe of the opposite of God.
Just like drawings and imagery, or, you know, if it were to be evoked in art in some way, that to me is fun. There's no good music about God.
Donda's amazing. That's not true.
No, it's not.
Donda is a great album. Jesus is King, I've been listening to that on repeat.
That's the only religious music you're familiar with?
I like gospel music. Every minute.
I listened to it one time.
It makes me feel better. When I listen to devil music, I feel my vibrations lower. Like when
Marilyn Manson, the beautiful people, the beautiful people.
Yeah, like, and then you're in your car and you're like,
Yeah, I'm headbanging, getting into it.
Yeah, but there's something negative about
It's
that.
like the same way I can listen to like a Pooh Shiesty song about sliding on my ops, spinning the block, and shooting
It
somebody in the
lowers your
fucking head.
vibrations. You're not thinking about anything positive when you do that.
It's like,
You have Lil Nas twerking on the devil on music videos, which our children are digesting. You have drill artists singing about stabbing people to death in the middle of a knife crime epidemic. We just talked about music videos and dancing on the devil and, all this stuff. All this stuff is dangerous.
By the way, I think you make a very good point on that. So, a lot of these rap stars, the lyrics, the videos, a lot of cases, some of them promote non-consensual activity with people, right?
No, I don't think my young children fans need to see me having sex with the devil. I think that's a bad thing to do.
It's actually disgusting, and there's no need to insult Christianity like that, and there's also no need to worship the devil like that. Nothing good can come from being an absolute degenerate. This is not about gay. It's not about straight. I wouldn't have sex with a female devil. Yeah. I wouldn't have sex with a female. He's young, that's why. Yeah. I wouldn't have sex with a female devil. I have massive influence. I would never promote Satanism. I would never promote anything to do with the devil. I think that doing that is largely and absolutely irresponsible. And let me tell you what's actually cool. Nas X or Lil Nas X. What's cool is promoting people to be good to each other and to be nice to each other. You can't be out here promoting these things. What you're doing is genuinely disgusting. And what's happened is this. He didn't come up with this idea. Someone above him came up with this idea. Some artistic producer, some record producer, someone came to him and said, this is going to be cool. This is going to break the internet.
He's 21.
You're young. You're young. He's impressionable. You're going to have sex with the devil. This is going to break the internet. And he's too young to know any better. So he did it. And my advice to you, Lil Nas X, is that you're going to have a legacy because you're a famous person. You live in a very special life. You're going to be remembered for a very long time. You don't want to be remembered for these things. You want to be remembered for your kindness and your grace. And when people come to you and try and use you and abuse you because of your naivety, because you're young, and say, have sex with the devil on camera because they have ulterior motives, you need to sit up and say, no, I don't think my young children fans need to see me convince you that it's artistic or it's funny. It's not funny. There's nothing cool about that. And that's what I'm saying. That kind of content's genuinely dangerous. That kind of content's the kind of stuff you don't want children seeing. And that's why, I mean, his reply is something about how I'm obsessed with him and when I have sex with him. I don't even mention the guy. I'm just giving him advice as an older man to a younger man. Great. You're being used to promote Satanism. And the reason they're trying to promote Satanism is the same reason they're trying to promote a bunch of other things. They want to destroy all morality. If you have things you believe in, if you believe in certain actions and acting and conducting yourself in a certain way, when they try and come at you with the slave mind programming, there's a certain amount of programming you're going to reject because it's going to go against your morals. It's going to go against your morality. By destroying all of that, by saying you have no morals, you don't believe in anything, nothing you think is wrong is real. That's all stereotypes. That's all intolerance. Let's completely empty your brain. They want to empty your brain so they can inject new programming. That's it. You need to have some morals to stand on. You don't understand why they're out here trying to destroy morality. They're trying to convince women to be promiscuous. They're trying to convince men to be weak. They're trying to convince you not to believe in God. Trying to convince you the devil is good. They're trying to convince you all of these things because then you have no baseline. And I don't give a what organization came along for $500 million. I would not a female devil, no matter how beautiful she is, on any video ever because it is detrimental to society. It's disgusting in the face of God. I know I'm a positive force for the world. The reason I know I'm a positive force for the world is because of the way they attacked me. They wouldn't attack me this way unless I was a good force for the world.
I directed a bunch of rappers, people like Gucci Mane, Snoop Dogg, Lil Yachty, the list goes on and on and on. I learned a lot of things, and I have left the industry. There is something I want to impart to people to hopefully, make some sort of change happen. So I have a challenge to rappers, and I know some of you still follow me. I know a bunch of the celebrity blogs still follow me from trying to get news from music videos and things like that. So here's the truth. The truth is this. A bunch of young black male rappers keep dying. You know who's not dying? Record executives. The record executives that push for them to continue to make songs and create a culture that is obsessed with death, drugs, and sex. Period. The industry is obsessed with it, but those record executives, they're not dying because they don't push this culture on their own people, but they're encouraging you to push it on yours, and they're paying you handsomely to do it. The reality is I know a lot of you. A lot of you are good people. You're family guys. You're not the image that you put out there to the world. Why? Why don't you be the example? Stand up. I challenge you. Be the example. Make music about the culture you want to see. Be the change you want to see. Inspire it in your community. Reach out to other rappers. The government has wanted to hold down communities of people in different ways through different methods for a very long time. The method in the black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death, drugs, sex, and money so that they could create a false paradigm of what happiness and what success really was. And in doing so, they created a world that also made people more dependent on government, and as a result, gave themselves more power. The record executives that push you to do this, to go and continue to profit off the backs of your work, they're in cahoots with the elite. They're in cahoots with the government. They want you to think you're important, but in truth, you're just doing their dirty work for them, so stop.
About fame, and one thing about when you have money, you don't really know. People have evil intentions around you, like evil intentions. Like the music industry is more snakier and more fucked up than the streets. Like the streets, to me, I used to think the streets is grimy. The streets are easier. The streets are way easier. The music industry, you just gotta watch out.
I actually want to say a lot of things, but I'm just gonna mind my business because sometimes I feel like I have such a big platform that if I don't say the right things, I might get killed.
Please subscribe with notifications on.